All right, Mr. Tom, let's talk about winterizing the vegetable garden.
Well, like right now, for most parts, your winter garden should be going dormant unless you have a fall crop growing right now. And I'm going to be talking about three different things, but the first thing I want to talk about is weeds.
All right, yeah.
Taking an artist starting a new project, they like to start with a clean palette.
All right, I like that, okay.
And I think that we should do the same thing in our garden. So in the spring, when you're ready to plant, it looks like it's ready to go. You have to be down on your hands and knees.
Right.
But so I'm going to talk, like I said, about weeds. And there's pretty much three common ways to handle the weed problems in your garden. First one is chemicals. A non-selective herbicide to kill the weeds, and it will do the trick. But there's also some problems with it. One of the problems is that some people don't want chemicals in their garden.
Sure.
Secondly, by the way, it is cheap and really quick to do it. But because of the cool weather, chemicals, the herbicides, take a lot longer to take effect. Meanwhile, the plant doesn't know that, and it's going out and putting out more seeds. So that's the drawback of it.
All right.
Another way is the mechanical way, is using a tiller. Now, a tiller will do the trick, but we're in the days now of no-till gardening. And secondly, when you till and you got weeds, you're planting the weeds.
Right.
So you're getting them ready for next year's crop.
Right.
Or you can do the, my particular favorite is hand weeding.
Oh, that's what I do at home. I'm with
And I prefer it. And if you spend the time during the growing season, maybe 15, 20 minutes a week, and you're getting those weeds when they're small, hand weeding is not a big deal.
Right.
It's not really bad at all. And when you pull the weeds out, they're gone.
They're gone. That's right.
Seeds and all, roots,
That's right.
whatever. And of course, you do not want to compost it.
Right.
You just get rid of them.
Okay.
Another thing I want to talk about is mulching. Right now, we're going to be entering the season of abundant leaves.
Right.
And I do not, matter of fact, I got a shredder I don't even use anymore. Everything from my lawns, the grass, the leaves, go directly to the garden. They do not pass go, do not collect $200. Right. They go right out to it. Why not take these leaves and put them in the garden rather than setting them out on the street to the city get rid of?
Right, I agree.
So it's free, relatively free. Shredding would actually be a better way of doing it, but like I said, it's really a step that you can really avoid. You don't have to really do it. Matter of fact, I'll probably do it today. My lawn is weed free. Doesn't look very pretty because there's leaves and grass and all over it, but I'm going to hit it with some high nitrogen fertilizer to help it decompose, to break down a little bit better. And another way is planting legumes, which is a ground cover for winter use. And being legumes take the nitrogen out of the air, which is, by the way, 87% nitrogen, and puts it in the soil. As a matter of fact, in California, the professional farmers in the San Joaquin Valley, where I used to live, about every 5th year, they plant alfalfa for the same very reason. And the orchards in California, they plant a winter crop and then just get in when it starts getting hot. And they use the expression green manure. And it works out really well.
Okay. And these are what, clovers, hairy thatch?
Hairy thatch, crimson clover.
Crimson clover, right.
Even annual rye. Of course, I don't like annual rye.
Yeah.
But because they're in the garden, lawns and stuff like that.
Right.
But the crimson clover is supposed to be very good. And the nice thing, crimson clover puts a big mat out. And then you can take and just cut it off in the spring at ground level. And the roots decay. And since they're legumes, it breaks down and feeds the worms. And one thing about worms, by the way, worms live in the soil.
Right.
But they eat organic matter. And if you don't put organic matter, they only got two choices, die or move.
Right.
So the more organic matter you put in there, the healthier you're going to have as far as worms go. The better worms you got, the healthier garden you're going to have.
You want worms. I mean, they're your tillers in the garden.
Yeah, they're called nature's gardener.
That's right. That's right.
And the third thing is planting.
Okay.
For purposes of what are you going to be doing next year? And come probably within the next month or so, you're going to start getting all the seed catalogs.
Yes.
And it's time to pick out what you want. And one of the things that's pretty common to do is divide your garden into quadrants, usually 4. And you rotate your crops each year from one quadrant to the next, to the next, to the next. So what was in quadrant 1? Okay. You move to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 goes to 1, which helps to keep from spreading diseases. Rather than planting, as you know, like on tomato plants, they say don't plant them 2 years in a row in the same place. That's pretty much with all vegetables. So by doing that, you're reducing the chances of having soil-borne problems. In my own personal way, is I do it in 3s, a third. And the reason is I keep 1/3 in cool weather crops and the other 2 in summer crops. And I still rotate them. And as you know, and Joellen knows, that all vegetables and most other plants are listed as either cool season or warm season. You never see them listed as cold season or hot season.
Right.
But so your cool season, like right now I got cool season crops going right now. Onions, beets, cabbages, and that's pretty much what I got growing right now. So you want to do that, do your crop rotation, and plan what you're going to put where. Now, the reason why my summer crop plots or quadrants is double that of the winter time is a lot of your summertime plants are vines. You know, like squash, beans, and things of that nature. So you need more area.
Sure.
In the cool weather crops, usually there's no vining plants. You know, you go radishes, broccoli, cauliflower.
And most of the leafy vegetables.
Yes.
When do you normally start your seeds indoors?
Okay.
Next year?
Well, I got them information that tells you when to do it. But typically, on your summer type crops, or even your fall type crops, 6 weeks before I can put them in the ground. 6 weeks seems to be just about the right time for the plants to go from, from seed to planting size. So like my cabbages, I started those on July the 1st. And by August the 15th, they were ready to go in the ground, which is still hot. But they're small and they can handle the heat because they don't have big leaves on them where it gets burned up. And by the time it starts cooling off, they're ready to stretch. They really are.
What about your spring vegetables, though? When would you start those?
What kind?
Your spring.
Spring.
Right.
Again, our typical frost-free date is April the 15th. So I will start those, depending on what my plants are. For example, on peppers, I will start them 2 months before the frost-free date. Tomatoes, no more than 6 weeks, because they grow so fast. You know, you can almost feel like trying to get out of the container. And there, of course, there are also the like sugar snap peas. You plant those the 1st of February outside. Outside. So you look at your charts when you use the Tennessee's Department of Agriculture, Growing Vegetables and Home Gardens.
Yeah, which is a good publication that you
It's excellent, but it's made for the whole state.
Right. It's real good.
But it gives you a good guideline. Tells you when to put the plants out, and all you have to do is back up 6 weeks from those dates, and you got when to plant them.
Yeah, that's a real good publication. I tell people it's the ultimate cheat sheet. I mean, that thing really, it's good for the whole state, as you mentioned before. Mr. Tom, thank you for that good information.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, sir. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button below.